There are certain things that shows your relationship with your partner is growing or is maturing. One of them is correction without anger. If the both of you cannot correct each other without having to be pissed for a period of time, your relationship has not grown yet. Number two, quick forgiveness. If your relationship still holds on to pain for too long, if you and your partner can still stay in one room, still angry at each other, not talking to each other, or talking to each other with grudges for a long time, then your relationship has not grown yet. It doesn't matter how long you've been married. One of the signs of maturity is quick forgiveness. You can feel pain, but as you grow, you learn to forgive each other quickly for the sake of happiness in that home. Thirdly, learning to not take every view of your partner personal, because there are some views that will not agree with yours. Everything your partner says that contradicts your own view should not be taken personal. If not, you're always going to have problems with your partner. There are certain things your partners will say casually or do casually without the intention of hurting you. But because you read deep meaning into everything, you might keep turning little things into big problems. So, one of the signs of a maturing relationship is learning to overlook a lot of things because they might not really mean what you think they mean. Another thing that shows that your relationship is maturing is reducing how you expose your relationship problem to the third party. Many of us, when we start our relationship, we always drag third parties into our problems, not because they really can solve it, but because we want people to take our sides. But the moment the relationship begins to mature and you begin to understand each other better, you will learn how to manage conflict better, and this in turn will help you reduce the involvement of third party. This is how you know your relationship is also growing. But if you find yourself still involving third party, their family members, their friends, and all of this, it shows that both of you have not matured into really understanding and knowing or managing each other better. So reducing the involvement of third party in times of conflict is a great sign of maturity in your relationship. Lastly, drinking from the same well. Now, what this means is you and your partner should agree on where you can draw wisdom from in periods where your own wisdom isn't working. And I would advise you, there is no better place like the Word of God. In fact, the Word of God should even be your entire wisdom. But we know we are humans. Now and then we try our best before we begin to say, okay, God help us. When situation is getting out of hand and the problem is not being solved, you and your partner should have where you can go to, and the words that comes out of there concerning your problem should be final. And if it's the word of God, you have a greater advantage. Imagine having issues in your home and you tell yourself whatever the word says about this problem is fine. And when the both of you check the word of God, you find a solution and you both agree without arguing or trying to edit or modify it. It's going to help you solve a lot of problems in your relationship. And of course, God's wisdom is not about soothing your emotions, but solving the problem and bringing His will to pass in your home. So even if you don't feel like the solution provided by the Word of God supports your ideology or supports your view, do not be pissed. God has spoken, and God's aim is not to take your side, but to take side with the truth and cast out the plans, cast out darkness, cast out the plans of the devil from your home. God will take side with light so that light can chase out darkness. And that is what God will continually do. So these signs are indications that your relationship is growing. And if you don't have these things playing out in your relationship, then it's important to begin to have retrospect and work on these things.